Hello everyone. As I think all of you know that this mtet exam for 2026, which were supposed to be on 29 May, it is postponed right now. Okay, and I think it is you are lucky enough because you have extra time to prepare for this, and also for the teacher who has been detailed to do the census work and all. And for this first series of my PYQ series, which I'll be solving for you, and this series will help you a lot because all of this PYQ it is based on predictive analysis that it can become in this exam also. Okay, so make sure you are sitting with your pen and paper. Also, if you need this PDF, I'll give you this PDF in my WhatsApp channel. Okay, which is the name of this like this YouTube channel only, Meghalaya Intellectual Hub. Okay, for this first series I will be solving for UP. Okay, not LP. I'll be solving for UP, and this is a D series of 2023 question. So without wasting any time, let us start with this series. Let us start with this the child development and pedagogy. Okay, which method of child question number one, which method of child study provides a very rich and detailed picture of development as well as insights into topics that should be investigated in a larger sample of children? It is case study. Now question number two, I have not given the answer for this because this is so easy, you can easily answer it. Okay, you can take 5 seconds to answer this question number two. 1 2 3 4 5. I think all of you know only which is the answer, and the answer is unstructured interview. Okay, question number three, a method which is directed towards the study of individual behavior is clinical method. Okay, because to study the individual behavior you need uh, to observe him, okay, or by questioning him. So that method is called a clinical method. Question number four, Piaget's clinical method includes checking out that children may learn by experimentation. Question number five, also an easy one. The statement everyone belongs to the school, everyone is welcome to the school refers to inclusion. Okay, not segregation, not integration, not coordination. The answer here should be inclusion. This is the correct answer. Now coming to question number six. Traditionally oriented teaching following a rigid curriculum, fixed timetable, single textbook and rigid age grouping is a curriculum barrier or education barrier. Question number seven. Sometimes non-availability of schools or its location in areas that cannot be accessed becomes the major barrier for children with special needs to get inclusive education. If there is no school, it means the challenge is for inclusive education. Question number 8. Which of the following does not have a positive impact on educational attainment for children experiencing poverty? Which is not a positive impact. Okay, all of these are positive impact, but only option D is not a positive impact. Okay. Question number 9. By inclusion of the language and culture of disadvantaged and marginalized group within the school curriculum, a teacher can ensure equity in education. Look, for question number 9, I'll be making it circle or so star because this is important. Okay, why? Let us understand this concept, because when we say equality, all of them will get the same resource, same type of education, but equity specific type. Why I say specific? For example, one of the student is blind, another student is not blind. Okay, so for a student who can see properly, they will be reading this normal books and all, but for student who is blind, they will be reading like with what, with braille. Okay, so that type of equality, it is not called equality, it is called equity because they get that specific resource. Okay, make sure you are clear with this question number 9 because most of you will answer this A, equality in education, but it is not equality. Okay, it is equity. And to boost your knowledge, we will make sure all of this question we have been solved and also cross check, and as human error, and you know only there are human error. Okay, if you find any error in any answers that we have been given you here, so please you can comment it so that we will rectify that one later. Okay. Number 10, holding a person address in mind while listening to instruction about how to get there is an example of working memory. Question number 11, you can do it by yourself. Okay, this is so easy. Okay, constructivism. Question number 12, a teacher designed a test to find out the cause of the poor grades of his learners through a diagnostic test so that they will know that this student lack in which subject. For example, if they want to know about his mathematics or his science. They will give him tests of mathematics or science or social science, so that they will know that which is his strong areas on his weak areas. Okay. Question number 13. Perception, diagnosis, and reaction processes are the major activities undertaken at the interactive phase. Question number 14. The focus of which of the following methods is on developing the skill of learning to learn? It is a child-centered method. Some of them, they are confused. They are giving this answer, teacher-centered method. Actually, because we the student, we the children are to learn that topic, so it is a child-centered method. Question number 15. Which of the following is not the salient feature of school-based assessment? Mechanical use of multiple techniques. These are not the salient feature, okay? All of these are salient feature, but option number D is not a salient feature. Question number 16, which I mark circle, okay? That means it is important. An approach to teaching and learning that creates feedback, which is then used to improve student performance, is assessment for learning, okay? These are the teaching method which they use during explanation or during periods types, okay? For example, if a teacher is explaining one chapter and all, so they will be asking student about, did you understand this one, or which areas, which topic you didn't understand, please ask it. That is type of assessment for learning, so that they can know what topic are to be explained more or not to explain, okay? And if the answer is assessment of learning, that means it is of the exam or the half yearly or the final test, in which they will be giving this grade and all. But assessment for learning, it is like discussion in class, that one only, so that the student will learn more about that topic. Question number 17. A systematic scoring guideline to evaluate students' performance through the use of a detailed description of performance level is rubrics, okay? Question number 18. Assessment for learning is important to foster motivation. Important, okay, this one. Why? Because as I told you, that assessment for learning means so that they will know the weak areas of the student, and the teacher can explain him well what are the concepts he need to learn more. That means they will give him ideas and all, and that the motivation of the student will be up. So assessment for learning is important to foster motivation. Question number 19. A three-dimensional chart showing the weightage given to objectives, content, and forms of question is termed as blueprint. Okay, look, all of these questions are important. All of these options are important. That's why I explain it. Anecdotal record, that means brief record. Checklist, that means register or attendance. Cumulative record, that means academic and activities record. But for answer of this 19 is blueprint. Question number 20. Peers assume central importance during middle childhood and adolescence. Okay. 21. Change and stability in emotions, personality, and social relationship in social development. Okay. This is the answer. Social development. 22. Maturation and learning are the factors which control the process of mental development. 23. Growth and development in human is a product of heredity and environment. Okay. 24. The process of balancing assimilation and accommodation according to Piaget is termed as equilibration. 25. Look at this. This is important. Also a star question. Ruma has just started to respond question in a logical and better organized manner, while specifying the logic behind her response as per Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development. She has entered concrete operational stage. The student in this age of 7 to 11, which also known as concrete operational stage, they start to give answer in a logical way. Okay, that is the meaning of this one. So I have been explaining this other option also, so that you will understand what are this. Pre-operational stage, that means 2 to 7. Sensory motor stage, 0 to 2. 0 to 2 age of they can just sense, okay? They won't know what's that logic, what's that anything and all. So we'll just sense. That is called sensory motor stage. And this formal operational stage is 11 plus, okay? Adolescence, 11 plus. 26, also a star. According to Erickson's theory of the age psychosocial stage, at which stage does identity versus role confusion occur? At adolescent stage, most of you, I think, let's take example of ourselves. At this stage of adolescence, we are trying, let's say we complete our metric, okay? So we are confused which stream to choose. Either we'll choose science streams, art stream, or commerce stream. So at that stage, most of us are in a bit of role confusion. stage. Okay, so this is the answer of this question, option number B. Question number 27. Gender constancy occurs by the age of 6 years. Okay, in psychoanalytic theories, gender role development focuses on identification. 29. In the learning of science and mathematics, scientifically, there is no difference in performance as a result of gender. Which of the following influence gender-based performance? When they say gender, gender always means as in your mind, it should always come as stereotyping or stereotype. Okay. Now question number 30. Mothers are assumed to be the primary caregivers responsible for child rearing, while fathers are primarily focused on work and providing for the family. This shows gender stereotype. Okay. I think all of you have understand. This is for this child development and pedagogy. Okay, this is also the part one, and also make sure that you solve this question by yourself also properly, and make sure that the answer that I have been given to you, it is also correct. You can cross check it. Okay, we have been doing research for this one because we'll make sure for you that we are getting the right answer for you, so that you can study it easily. Okay, and all the important concept which in which it is totally predicted that it will become in this year also, we have been written in this format, so all you, so that we can explain it. Okay, like question number 26. Okay, there are 8 stages explained by Erikson theory of psychos, not psychological. Okay, it is psychosocial actually, so sorry, psychosocial development. Okay, like trust versus mistrust, 0 to 18 months. Okay, autonomy versus shame, 18 months to 3 years, they bring will. And then initiative versus guilt, 3 to 5 years, they bring purpose. And then industry versus inferiority, they bring confidence, which is 6 to 11 years. And the question number 5 is already there as a PYQ. This part 6, intimacy versus isolation, 19 to 40, it bring love. And then 7, generativity versus stagnation, 40 to 65, they bring care. And then number 8, integrity versus despair, 65 plus, they bring wisdom. Okay, we have completed this part of child pedagogy. Okay, now we will do this for English also. Okay, I'll make sure that I'll be uploading all the parts of this 2023, also for all this 2025 if possible, but for now we will do this child pedagogy development and also English. Okay, in social science we will do it in part 2 of this lessons. And if you want this type of PDF, I mean this PDF that I have been solving here also, you can follow this Meghalaya in this intellectual hub WhatsApp channel. You will get it from there, or you can comment, so that I will get to know that whether you want this type of PDF or not. Otherwise, how would I know that you need this PDF? Okay, because some of you, I think they can write notes through this by just screenshot also. Okay, you can write your notes, your own notes, by just doing that also. Now let us come to the part 2, language 2, English, which is also compulsory. Okay, 31. The objective of extensive reading is all of the above. Why? Because all of these options are correct. To develop the taste for reading in the student, to develop the habit of self-study in the student, to read for pleasure and recreation. All of these are correct. Okay. Question number 32. Which amongst the following is not a suitable tool for assessing oral language skills? Pen and paper test. All of these are necessary. Okay, necessary. But pen and paper tests are not necessary for oral test. Okay. Question number 33. Content literacy or active reading is also known as reading across the curriculum. Question number 34. Which amongst the following is not the concern of focus of process-oriented writing, correctness of grammar and form? Look, as a teacher, when students write their thoughts, their ideas, and also, okay, you should not check their proper grammar and form. Just check whether these students has that ideas, that mean that basic concept of the chapters and all. You can give them proper marks through that only. Don't minus their marks by checking this grammar and form. Okay. Question number 35. Which of the following items is included while maintaining a profile of a child? So while maintaining a profile of a child, you need brief description and background of that child. Okay, so that you will know what is the points of the students, is strong point, weak point, and all. So that is all written in this profile. Question number 36. A reflective journal is a record of ideas, personal opinions, and experience. Question number 37. While print-rich environment benefits all students, it particularly benefits early literacy learners or readers. Okay. Question number 38. Which amongst the following is not a stage of reading process? Visualization. All of these stages are part of reading process, okay? Like pre-reading, reading, and responding. For example, pre-reading, before reading, we are just skimming that chapter, okay? Just skimming. And then we start to read. After reading, we are means engaging with student for their response, okay? We ask them, what did you understand from these chapters and all? That is called responding. But visualization is not a part of reading process. Question number 39. The correct order for the steps of writing is pre-writing, writing, revising, editing, publishing. Remember the keywords first, pre-writing and publishing, okay? Once you remember these two, then remember any of this, writing or revising, so that you will remember it in your exam also. Now question number 40, which also I mark it as a star because important, okay? As an English teacher, the first skill to focus is on listening skill. Look, most of you as a teacher, you will ask means you will answer this speaking skill, but actually it is not. As a teacher, as an English teacher, you should know that the first skill to focus on is listening skill, how the student is listening and all. And then the second come this speaking skill, the third come reading skill, and at last came the writing skill. Okay, these are all in sequence. They may be asked in sequence also. Give means from increasing to from descending to increasing order like that. Okay, make sure that you put this listening skill first and then last writing skill. 41. Use of portfolio for assessment is important because it promotes self-evaluation of learners. Students and teachers get to share responsibilities. It promotes cooperative learning. All of these options are correct, so all of the above. Question number 42. Readings takes place inside and outside the classroom and across the curriculum. Okay. 43. A star question. Look, the castle was built by the king, which is correct option in active voice. Look, this question is given in passive voice. Okay, so they ask what is the active voice of these words of the sentence. The king built the castle. Okay, and the passive is the castle was built by the king. So easy. Okay, and I'll be explaining for you this active and passive voice concept. Okay, in below this blank page. 44. Which is the correct order of the following words? They are given this, which is not a correct order, okay, but they ask for correct. Rome was a day not built in. So they are asking for correct order. Make sure you check this note also, okay, because most of you will answer in a hurry, okay, this one. Rome was built in a day. Of course, these are also the correct sequence of sentence, but the correct one, which has, there should be this note also, okay. So Rome was not built in a day. This is the correct answer. This is also the correct sentence, but there is no note here, so this is the correct answer because there is not here. Check your words before you attempt this type of question, okay? Like I have been given here. Be careful this type because this minor mistake can decide your whether you pass, whether you clear this exam or not. 45. Which is the correct opposite word of the underlined sentence? For example, his behavior at social gatherings is laudable. They are asking for what? For opposite word. Opposite mean which is not the same. So condemnable is the opposite of laudable. Laudable means praise and all. Condemn mean they are condemning him. Okay. So these words are opposite. Now 46. Choose the appropriate meaning of the underlined idiom phrase in the sentence. I requested him to put in a good word for me. That is recommend. Okay. This is the idioms and phrase. Indirect way, but one answer. That means recommend here. Put in a good word for me. 47. Choose the correct option in past tense for the sentence given below. Let's say this is a present tense. She hadn't thought about that. What is the past tense? She didn't think about that. Okay, she didn't think about that is the past tense for the sentence given below. 48. Choose one option which best expresses the following sentence. His suggestion was received by me with disdain. So I received his suggestion with disdain. Okay, best expresses the following sentence. So the correct answer for this is this one. I received his suggestion with disdain. I think you understand only this one. Okay. Now the important concept, like I have told you that the predicted one which can come. Okay. Active voice when doer is active. Remember. Okay. And then passive voice when doer is inactive. For example, he has done the work. So the passive for he has done the work is the work has been done by him. Okay, I repeat, he has done the work is active voice, and the passive for that he has done the work is the work has been done by him. And for example, you can solve this question. Okay, this one I've been leaving it for you so that you can solve it. You'll get a rough ideas how to solve this type of question. Solve this one and comment your answer of active. Like you can write Active voice, passive voice. Question number 2, option A, B, C, or D. Whether it is correct or not. You can check it by yourself, okay? Do it by yourself, this one. Now, question number 49, also a star question. Choose the correct preposition for the blank in the given sentence. Mr. Lawrence live in Shillong, dash police bazaar. Look, answer here is at, obviously, okay? Then I'll explain you also the extra concept here. Like, in is a bigger concept, at is a smaller concept. Confusing? I'll explain it one more time. Look, in is a bigger concept, but at is a smaller concept. For example, like, I am living in Jowai at Lomperet or at Lathalabo. Like, you can understand it, right? Because Jowai in that place it is called bigger concept, and Lomperet or Lathalabo is a smaller concept. So always use in for bigger and at for smaller. I think it is clear. Hmm? Now coming to 50. Choose the correct option which best expresses the meaning of the underlined words. Okay, they are asking for meaning. Innocuous mean causing no harm. 51, important. Children can construct the wall around them through language. Okay, these words are said by Vygotsky. Remember, okay, who said this word? It is said by Vygotsky. 52, a multilingual classroom include students with different mother tongue. These classroom are termed as multilingual classroom. Okay, one of the functions of language is imaginative expression. Who said this word? These are said by Halliday. Okay, Halliday. 54. Phonemics awareness is the ability to hear and manipulate sounds in words. Okay. Now coming to 55. The examples of oral language development activities are language, game, storytelling, and rhymes. 56. When the teacher tells the class, don't make noise, what kind of the function of language is this? For don't make noise, that means it is terms of regulatory, okay, or rules and regulatory, because every institute they have their own rules and regulation. So if they say don't make noise, that is a part of the discipline of the student to make them discipline. Okay, so it comes under rules and regulation. Now 57, the full form of CCE is continuous and comprehensive evaluation. 58, role play refers to, take 5 seconds to answer this one also, because this is so easy. Okay, role play refers to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you got only the answers. Role play refers to acting out the part of a particular person character. Okay, like real example. Okay, for example, teachers are explaining you about the topic, this Romeo or Juliet. Okay, so to understand this chapter, they have been asking student that one of you act as Romeo, one of you act as Juliet. So it is easy for student to answer this chapter through this role play. Okay. 59. The processes of reading and writing are undeniably connected. This is also easy. Okay, the answer here is true, because reading and writing are connected. Okay, you can deny them. Okay, they are undeniably connected. Okay. Now 60. According to theory, schema is a reader's background knowledge. Okay, for example, you are reading history, okay, in class 9, and you are reading that same topic from classic also. The knowledge that you have here from classic, when you reread that chapter in class 9, mean the same concept, like the same concept only, this rough knowledge from classic you have is called schema. So that's why it is called background knowledge. Okay, I think you are clear also with this also. And the time will be too late if I'll explain for you this social science also, because it is already 20 minutes plus. So if you want this type of content to be explained so that it will be easy for you to understand each concept, each PYQ properly, so that you can boost your marks from 70 to 100. Okay, from 70 to 100 easily you will score this type if you understand this type of PYQ, if you have that capabilities to understand this type. Okay, because PYQ are the key to your preparation, because 60% of your syllabus means it's like the same from your PYQs only. So make sure you solve each PYQ with seriousness. Okay, make sure you do that, because that will decide whether you will score high mark or low mark in this upcoming Meghalaya Teacher Eligibility Test Examination 2026. And in the next part 2 of 2023, I'll be explaining for you this social science, because the video will be too long. Make sure you follow this WhatsApp channel, also subscribe and like to this YouTube channel, so that you will get more content like this type, because this content take a lot of time. It takes around 8 to 9 hours to work for this content for you, because to cross check, to verify the answer, because most of the answer key in which they have been given in website also, they are also wrong. So sorry to say that some of the answer are wrong from there also. Make sure you cross check it by yourself also, okay, if you have time. So thank you, we will meet on another video with good concepts of social science and all, the part 2 of 2023. Thank you.